everybody, you are now tuned into the best late night podcast in the AUC, Tales from the Wood. Coming live from the bottom of Club Wooded, we have the legendary Lex, Gionni, and yours truly, D. Clark.
My niggas. My niggas.
So, this is the first episode. You gonna say the topic, you gonna keep looking at it?
I'm gonna keep looking at it. Alright, you said the topic is on trust the process. What's y'all definition of trust the process to y'all?
Shit. You didn't give me no heads up or nothing.
I'm gonna have to edit the fuck out of this.
Well,
How about we just start over?
trust the process, it means basically to me, because when I first heard trust the process, you know how y'all got that, y'all ever heard of the Philadelphia 76ers?
Yeah.
And you know the center, Joel Embiid,
Yeah.
that nigga always say trust the process. So when I think of it, I feel like all you gotta do is trust, and when things happen, it's gonna happen in good deeds. Cause shit, you know, nigga, I've been trusting the process for a long time. And I ain't seen shit come yet. I've been looking for a phone that say you got an internship.
Man, yeah. Alright, so trust the process to me is like having faith, honestly. Like not giving up on your dream, knowing that if you really want it to happen, you will manifest it and it will happen. That's what it means to me. You gotta go through some shit to get to where you need to be, but trust the process.
I mean, trust the process. It's like the same thing Gionni said. It's like you just gotta give it a minute because the 76ers used to be trash, and now they're not as trash. So it's like you just gotta give it a minute, and your shit gonna come through.
Yeah, you know, just like they little point guard, Markelle Fultz, you know, he couldn't shoot threes at all. That nigga was sorry, but you know, hey, ever since he came back, you know, he been working on his game. That nigga started to shoot threes like he just Steph Curry. But anyway,
And Ben Simmons came back.
oh yeah, Ben Simmons came back a shooter.
Exactly.
And you know, Joel Embiid, yeah, you know, he talk shit.
Alright, so like, is there anybody in the industry that you feel like is an example of like trusting the process?
Yes. The main person I can talk about is my nigga Al Branch. You know, he was been here since 1978.
Not 1978.
1978.
10 years before consolidation.
10 years before consolidation. Clark University.
Amen.
Just in case y'all didn't know. You know, yeah, and you know, he was a former member of Rockefeller. You know, he's from Queens. Shout out to all the people from Queens. You know, and you know, he was just young and passionate person. But you know, at first he said he didn't give a fuck.
He really didn't.
He didn't care. He said, but once he said, you know, his little house burned down, lost some shit, and then he just didn't know what else to do. And you know, he was like, then he went to college and started taking it more serious because he started in nursing. Even though I don't know why would a nigga start in nursing, because all we know, niggas know we not good in nursing. Niggas know we can't be. And then you know, he helped with internship music. You know, he was introduced to Gary Taylor. Stitch already had student loans. Nigga, we all know about student loans.
Alright.
Alright. And you know, when I look at his roster, he had a nice little roster. You know, he had Missy Elliott, he had Tweet, Nate Dogg, G-Eazy, Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, sucking face. Pussy ass nigga. And then you know we had Rooster Kid.
Don't come for Kanye like that. Don't come for Kanye like that.
Ever since you started fucking with Donald Trump, I can't fuck
Do
with
not come for Kanye like that.
Well, what's your
This nigga can
opinion on
market his
Kanye?
ass off.
He can market his ass off.
This nigga can market
So he
his
wearing
ass
this big ass red hair talking about making America.
And I bet you if this nigga run for president, he will win.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Shit, Trump
Hell
won.
no.
Trump won.
But because Trump's white.
Trump's white. Kanye's
A
black.
Caucasian man.
Alright.
That is a Republican.
We have a
ran for
nigga.
president.
And Kanye is cooning with a K.
We have an actual nigga.
A nigga.
He's a nigga.
Nigga.
He's not a nigga. He's a negro. What she said? A negro.
The process, like I said, you know, it's like being able to persevere through everything. So that's why I really heavily fuck with Buddha Bless. He is a producer.
Buddha Bless the beat.
Buddha Bless the beat. He been out here doing this for a long time, making beats and he definitely was able to persevere through a lot of stuff. So, Buddha bless. He's like really one of the most humble people I've ever met before. He came and spoke to our class once, and he wasn't materialistic. He was true. He was down to earth, and it was really great, you know, being able to get insight from him. So he always says that, like, he got his first hit, his first installment, August 5th, 2016. He was 24 years old. So he kept saying that date because he had been working, you know, on music and doing stuff for so long. Like, he, you know, was in East Atlanta. He was, you know, cool with Travis Porter, always in the studio with them, but was never able to drop a piece with them. And then he would met, you know, Strap the Fool, Street Execs. That's how he ended up getting the 2 Chainz. One of the lines that he said was that God puts you into positions for a reason. So he was put in a position to be around Travis Porter. He never got a hit off that, but that's how he got, you know, led to 2 Chainz, in which, you know, one of his first big installments, and, you know, it's like, you know, a big song in his career. So he was like, you know, remember, people always remember when you work hard, and no matter what, you know, you still got to elevate, still try to reach your highest level, and all that. He was like really, really genuine. But if you really want to like hear his like beats and shit, he has like songs with Migos called Call Casting and a whole lot of other shit, Lamb Talk. If you hear the flute, it's him. Buddha bless you. What you got to say? I thought Buddha was cool. Did y'all like Buddha?
Yeah. He was, like, the part about him not being materialistic, like that stuck with me, because I don't think I'm a materialistic person. Like, I got this fake Cartier ring I've had for like 4 years.
She said I got a fake Cartier ring. Oh,
I said I'm gonna keep it till I can afford a real one, but I kind of like this one.
I mean, at this rate, if you like it, what you like it. Blah, blah, blah. But also, he was talking about sometimes you got like perseverance is not always like with, oh, I'm gonna get this here, I'm gonna get that too. Sometimes it's with your money too. Because I remember he was talking about how he had to wait like 6 months after the initial release to like get his royalty check. And then, you know, like that's a long time going without your money, you know, especially when you know your song blowing up. You be feeling like, oh shit, you know, like what's going on. But he also gave a lot of insight about, you know, keeping a good lawyer, being able to understand the business side and the corporate side, you know, being smart with what you got. It was a real cool dude.
You know, yeah, you know, we have a lot of people out here in the industry that's trying to make themselves trust the process. You know, just like what else? What other people in the industry trying to trust the process?
The person that comes to mind when I think of trust the process is producer Drummer Boy. Not no
Got me in the chain.
Wrong person.
DJ turn me up.
On by Jeezy.
I put on for my city, on for my city. I put on for my city, on for my city. Put on.
East side.
Put on.
West side.
Put on.
North side.
Put on.
South side.
And my personal favorite, Shawty by Plies, featuring T-Pain.
Shawty. Even though I'm not your man, not my girl, I'ma call you my Shawty. Whoa. I can't stand to see you treated bad. I beat that ass for my.
That nigga said I beat your ass.
Nah, that ass. Fight niggas.
See it to me, girl.
Oh.
But
Yo, that nigga a genius looking.
On God, like.
That nigga, yo.
Oh God. But he had a humble beginning. Drummer Boy's from Memphis, Tennessee. Drummer Boy's from Memphis. He grew up in a musical family. His father was actually the first African American man to hold the first chair position in the Memphis Symphony Orchestra.
Okay.
So he grew up around music his whole life. He said he had a recorder in his hand by the age of 3.
That sounds
so this
good.
he in the right career path. He had the right career path. He knew.
That been playing the flute.
He knew from a very early age that he wanted to do music, and it's happening for him. It took him a minute, you know. Sometimes, like the title is, you gotta trust the process. It took him a minute. He had the right, I want to say, opportunity.
Yeah.
Which was no hands.
Yeah.
And it stuck. And now he's one of the most influential producers in hip hop.
I love the way they made those hands though. I really do.
I like that. They said that they made that on the when Gucci got out of jail.
Yeah, Gucci
you
got
made that
out,
right then
in the
and
studio.
there.
Everybody and their cousin in the studio.
He was on there
Walker was in there. Wale in there.
Exactly.
Roscoe Dash. All that. You know, we was trying to put it on. I be going.
He said he see Roscoe Dash over there, and that nigga
just
was
in the corner.
He was over there in the corner.
Yo, cause
jamming to
can
that
make
bitch.
a hook.
And then there's no. He said
Roscoe can make hooks.
There's no. He said he walked over there.
Old poet out of this bitch.
And then he said he had
and
girls.
Walker was just hungry.
Walker was just in the cut, just
Walker ready to eat it.
Trying to
then he said he had two girls there shaking their ass in front of them. Like, ooh, that shit right.
He said, once you see a girl move, it's it. Like,
it's it.
I feel like that's everything. Like, if you get people that can vibe to it, that's cool.
Vibe to it, that shit
but that's
fire.
one thing I love about Drum Boy, and I love about like Buddha Bless. Like when it comes to them producing, like their sound is different. Like you can't really find they sound anywhere else. I think that's fine.
yeah, cause
it pays to be.
You always gonna know when it's a Drummer Boy beat. You always gonna know when it's a Buddha Bless beat, and that's just they got their signature.
No, really.
And no one can really copy it.
No,
it's
really. And if you try, you gonna sound like trash.
Yeah.
You can't copy other people's beat. Shit gotta be your own. Made from scratch. That nigga Drummer Boy said in class, he said, if any of y'all had the type of software, I'll make a beat right now.
No.
Nigga, I swear to God, I'm about to get that nigga my laptop and just download that shit. I'm about to say, here, do it right now, here. Do whatever you gotta do.
That was cool.
As long as I get part of the royalty check.
Exactly. As long as I
get people that like a producer that's on his label as well, also trusting the process. So he has a producer on his label who only been signed to Buddha's label for 3 months and already got his first placement
on 21 Savage.
Yeah, on 21 Savage album. We ain't gonna say nothing about when the album dropped, but
it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
We ain't gonna say nothing else, but
it's coming.
Keep your eyes and ears open.
What about these other albums that done came out already?
A lot of albums came out already.
Something came out last week. Right?
The Trust the Process. Icy Girl had been out for the longest before this shit like really popped off. Same thing with LMA. Booed Up had been out for 5 ever before that shit popped off. And when that shit popped off, them niggas gone. If you got any words for the people on how they should trust the process, what you got to say?
Basically, just keep going. Don't stop. Because once you stop, you feel like that you're not gonna be able to continue on. Like just like keep going. Like work your hardest. If you know that you wake up early as hell to like get on your grind, don't just stop and just wake up at 12 o'clock and be like, I'm sick of it, I don't want to do it no more. Just keep grinding. Eventually stuff is going to fall in your hands. Just don't stop and just sit there and be lazy and just sit in your room. Because trust me, you're in Atlanta. Atlanta is a city of opportunities. You can go down the street and find a damn studio right there.
No, really.
And can just walk in and be like, hey, I'm this upcoming artist. Or you can find any internships. Like you got CNN, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and used to be Phillips United State Farm Arena, hold down the street where you can get a job at easily.
No, really.
So I say just don't.
You the first nigga I ever met from Tennessee.
Oh shit!
I know you was ready.
Nigga, I'm ready.
Go ahead, talk shit.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.